and welcome back. So today we are doing tallow. We are rendering our beef fat that I got when we had a cow butchered into tallow. Okay guys, so this is the tallow, which is the whole reason of doing this video. Well, it's the beef fat right now. We're going to be rendering it. We are doing the crock pot method. There are two ways that I've seen in my research, because this is my first time doing it, on rendering tallow. You can do it in a, well, three ways, sorry. You can do it in a sheet pan or baking dish and let it render low and slow in the oven. You can do it in a crock pot on low, or you can do it on your stove in a stock pot on low. The whole point is we're not cooking it. We are heating it up enough to get the oil out of all this. And then what'll be left are like little cracklings. I don't know if that's what it's called with beef, but with pork, if you're rendering lard, what's left over is called cracklings. So we're just going to call them cracklings in this video, even though that may not be the technical term. But that's what I'm talking about, is what's all left over after all this is rendered. So, you can do it those three different ways. You do not want it to boil. You do not even really want it to simmer. You just want it to be hot so that it's rendering all of that yummy goodness that we can then strain out. The other thing is you can either do the option of adding water or not adding water. We are not adding water in this video. Yes, and I'll tell you why. Upon my research, some people were saying that the reason they added like the half a cup of water to this whole thing, I think is all they were wanting to add, was to stop stuff from sticking to the bottom. But if you're stirring it, you shouldn't have that issue. And then I had other people posting and making blog posts saying that it caused their fat to go rancid quicker by having the water added. So just to be on the safe side, since I'm already using not as clean tallow as I would like, I am not adding any water because I want this to last. I want to get about a year's supply, which I should get with the amount of fat that I have. This isn't the only crock pot I'm gonna have going. I turned my camera on to show you what's going on and how to do it, but I'm going to have 3 different crock pots going to try and knock out this 50-pound bag of beef fat. And it'll still probably take 2 rounds in my 3 crock pots. But we're going to try to have this all done today. Yes. So that is literally, that is literally all there is to it. You want to say hi? Say hi. I'm standing on my kitchen. Yes. But that's all there is to it. It is super easy to do. It's literally, you just put it in here. You'll see it start melting. You come and stir it periodically. You're allowed. And that is all there is to it. Okay, so I wanted to show you, this has gone for a good 4 hours now, and you can see all the oil that is in it. And everything is starting to brown. That is all good. Nothing is sticking to the bottom. All I do is periodically I run my spatula over the bottom to make sure that nothing is sticking. And if you have any big pieces, if you didn't use a food processor or something to get the pieces really small, you can just kind of mush them to help move everything along, because the smaller the pieces are, the quicker this is going to render. Okay, this is what it's supposed to look like when it is done. It's going to be browned and they're going to feel crispy. And actually, with lard at least, with the cracklings, you can fry them up and people eat them. But I will not do that because that is the discard of the fat. But supposedly it's delicious. But this is ready to strain, so I'm going to get a mesh strainer out and some cheesecloth, strain it into hot sterilized jars, and then stick the lids and rings on and let them all seal up. Okay guys, so this is part of what I've done. These finished overnight, And you can see they have hardened, they have sealed, and I've taken the rings off and I'm getting ready to wash them. But I did 1 inch of headspace, and these came out beautiful. There's no sediment at the bottom. It's a nice white color. I am very, very pleased with how these turned out. But I wanted to show you what it's going to look like when it's hot. So this is a hot sterilized jar and hot oil, and the lid has not sealed yet. So I have the ring on, excuse me, and it's this yellow color, but it will be this color whenever it's done. And I made sure I have one of my water bath canners out. I sterilized my jars for 10 minutes at a rolling boil because while I'm hoping these are shelf stable, you do want to have sterilized jars. Now again, I've never done this before. I don't know how long it'll last. I'm hoping that it lasts a year. I mean, I think I can go through at least these. But there's always the option of putting them in your freezer, which I'm still on the fence on whether I want to do that or not. But either way, I am happy with what I have, and I have the freezer space if I want to do it that way. Just make sure that if you're doing it, you're using sterilized materials because you don't want any type of bacteria to get in there. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I wanted to bring you along for what I was learning myself, which is part of the reason why I love doing YouTube, is not only to share with you what I know, but to also bring you along whenever I try new things. And this was an exciting new thing. So, until next time, guys, thanks for watching.